Damaku at Fashion Week, and yeah, over to you.
Sorry, I'm not Hemant, I'm Shantanu.
Santanu, sorry. Spaced out.
Sorry, so this collection is called Be Here, and through this collection we try to talk about all the species which has been extinct or is been critically threatened because of the climate change. Because I believe that this is a critical, it's a crisis for us, and globally we are trying to address this issue. We are trying to seek for answers that how to really find a solution for the climate change. And I felt that fashion is such a wonderful thing, and Lakme's Fashion Week is such a wonderful platform, and it's a great platform to really talk about something which is serious, something which is really meaningful. So if we can create a dialogue through this, then maybe in future we'll try to find, or many other people will collectively try to find an answer for the climate change. And for this collection, since we are talking about climate change, we thought it really makes sense to work with biodiversity. So we worked with Aeri from the forest of Assam, and unfortunately, we think that the tribes, the community really harms the forest, or they're using the forest. But actually, if we do not really protect the communities, we cannot protect the forest. And when we do not protect the forest, we know the reality in front of us. How Amazon is declining, it's really reducing. So I felt that's the best platform to talk about something like this.
Thank you for giving us so much to think about with you.
Can I answer in English? My Hindi is really bad. What I believe is it's not a challenge to reach out to the community, but it's a challenge to balance ourselves when you reach out to the community. Like we don't want them to change. We want us to change ourselves and to be able to go to the ground level and work with them. And it's been our attempt not to really change, or adulterate anything. We try the identity to live, because it's very important in today's world where everything is globalized. Everything started looking similar. You have McDonald's everywhere. We have things like that everywhere. Like every malls are becoming same. So we want things to be individual. We want every person to start having an identity.
Lok, Thessalian, the United Nations Resident Coordinator in India, to honor us with her special message.
Honorable Minister of Textiles, President of the Clothing Manufacturing Association of India, partners with IMG Reliance, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, namaste and a very good evening to all of you. I'd like to start by expressing my warm appreciation for the Minister and the extraordinary effort that's being made to place India's textile industries at the heart of India's development and employment creation in a sustainable manner. I'd like to also extend my warm appreciation to our colleagues and partners at CMAI and IMG Alliance for galvanizing the strength of the fashion industry and bringing it around this sustainable resolution project that's just been described. This is a really special initiative. It's an initiative that generates the kind of joy and excitement that you get when two very dear friends of yours announce that they're going to get married. It's an engagement party. And it's an engagement party of two people that you know deserve to be together and that it will result in a marriage made in heaven. The Sustainable Development Goals, and particularly the environment and climate goals, need the fashion industry. And the fashion industry equally needs sustainable development. We're not talking about a small sector. We're talking about a huge industry. Globally, the fashion industry is worth some US $2.5 trillion. So it's big. It affects the environment, it affects hundreds of millions of people. It has a beautiful side, and we've seen that beautiful side all week and continuing the next few days, and especially today, the Sustainable Development Day of Luxury Fashion Week. But it also has a dark side. The carbon footprint of the fashion industry is enormous. Globally, the carbon footprint represents 10% of all global greenhouse gas emissions. That's more than the aviation industry and the transport sector put together. It also produces immense waste. 20% of the water waste of industries in the world is coming from the fashion industry. It produces other forms of waste. 65% of textiles end up in landfills or in the incinerator, and often even before they're ever used. So there's an immense amount to do to make the fashion industry more sustainable. And that's why this project, the Sustainable Resolution Project, is so important. Ladies and gentlemen, like every marriage, this marriage is going to require a lot of effort. On the part of the fashion industry, incremental adjustments just won't be enough. A serious transformation of the industry is needed. A kind of fashion industry 2.0 for people and for planet. It will identify gaps, and it'll help them to try to close them. It's a set of concrete targets aligned with the UN Fashion Industry Charter for Climate Action. A commitment to outsource and utilize certified sustainable raw materials by 2025. I'd like to warmly congratulate the 16 brands that have signed up. I understand it represents some 75% of India's apparel industry. That's extremely significant. I'd like to warmly salute those behind the SURE project and to compliment them on their matchmaking. And I'd like to express how proud the UN is to partner in this venture in line with Lakme Fashion Week and the Sustainable Development Day of Lakme Fashion Week, and look forward to deepening our partnership in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. It is our privilege to now invite our distinguished keynote speaker, Srimati Smriti Zubin Irani, Ministry of Textiles, Women and Child Development, Government of India, on the stage to address everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, as a proud Indian, I stand here today to witness history. Never before in a population our size has voluntarily industry, the retail force of India and those who are known as the fashion elite, along with the government, come together on one platform. I would like to tell the UN that this is not a match made by the ministry. One must credit the industry and Lakme Fashion Week and IMG Reliance and CMAI for coming together voluntarily. That this has happened voluntarily makes me proud as an Indian. Why? Because on the 2nd of October, we shall as a nation step into the 150th year of celebrating the birth of Mahatma Gandhi. And as Gandhi said, not only to every Indian, but the world, be the change you wish to see in the world. And today, the resolution on sustainability is reflective of that very thought of the Mahatma. My grateful thanks to Jaspreet and Gautam for spearheading this particular initiative. The accolades are well deserved and restricted only to the two of you. I do not give this accolade to Rahul Mehta, the president of CMAI, because there is much that I have to extract as minister from him and his organization. So I put him on notice. But on a serious note, ladies and gentlemen, never before have 16 of the biggest brands of our country come together on one platform for saving the earth. We do this as proud Indians. We do this as proud global citizens. My heartiest congratulations. This makes for not only responsible business, but also smart business. Because the Sustainability Report 2018 states that sustainability is the fourth criteria for 57% of the consumers of the apparel and design industry. The fact that you not only are showcasing your responsible behavior, but also bettering your intake in terms of your consumers is something that you need to be applauded for. I am grateful that the UN in India is also here tonight to support this endeavor by the fashion industry, along with the retail strength of India. My best wishes and gratitude for this, not marriage, but amalgamation and convergence and confluence, as Jaspreet calls it, of the pure Indian thought, that everything we must consume, we consume responsibly. Thank you so much and best wishes.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Can you please invite our four dignitaries for a group photo?
फोटो आओ लाइट कौन सा मारा येलो कर दिया वाइट वाइट आना थोड़ा आगे बोलो माइक बोलो
If the audience permits, I would like the 16 representatives of the brand to please come on stage. The strength of the industry value of the 16 partners who are part of this resolution, ladies and gentlemen, is close to 30,000 crores. Rahulji would say 40,000, but then I'm in government, so I'll be a bit conservative. So thank you, and this is the impact that this industry partnership will make, worth 30,000 crore rupees in our country. Thank you so much.
We would now like to request the brand signatories of the pledge to come forward on the stage for the launch of Project Show. Aditya Birla Fashion and Retail, Mr. Vishak. Arvind Fashions, Mr. Anindya Ray. Bestseller, Mr. Vineet Gautam. Viva, Mr. Siddharth Bindra. FBB, Ms. Manjula Tiwari. House of Anita Dongre, Mr. Mukesh Savlani. Lifestyle and Max, Mr. Vasant Kumar. Levi's. Raymond's, Mr. Gaurav Mahajan. Shoppers Stop, Mr. Amitabh Suri. Spiker, Mr. Sanjay Vakharia. Trends, Mr. Vineet Nair. W, Mr. Anand Daga. West side, Mr. Benu Nair. 19F, Rahul Mehta.
चलो चलो
We thank all our dignitaries for their gracious presence, and we now request everyone to be seated for the show.
चलो डन
Like, share, and subscribe to TVNXT Bollywood.